Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am here to share with you what is on my TBR for the month of August. Okay, so the first book I'm planning on reading in August is Cruel Crown, which is the prequel novellas to the Red Queen series. I really liked Red Queen. I read that at the end of June, and I can't wait to read these two stories. Story one, I think, is about Corian, who is Cal's mother, and Captain Farley, who was sort of one of those characters that you heard a little bit about and you saw a little bit in Red Queen, but you didn't really find out who she was and her story. So I really want to read this. I think that'll be really interesting, and it's pretty short. Okay, the second book I'm planning on reading in August is Glass Sword, which is the sequel to Red Queen. And, you know, Red Queen ended on a bit of a, I don't want to say cliff, it wasn't, well, sort of like a cliffhanger, but really I was like, oh my god, did that just really happen? Interesting, I've heard that this one is better than Red Queen, because I think Red Queen did suffer a little bit from lack of world building, just a bit, but I still enjoyed it, and I still really want to read this book. I think this will be really, really interesting. Okay, next up on my August TBR is Illuminae, which, you know, I bought this because I got obsessed with BookTube in July, and everyone was talking about Illuminae and the upcoming sequel, Gemina, which I've actually pre-ordered the YA Chronicles box for Gemina, so I wanted to read this one this month so that I am ready for when it's released, I think in October. But despite all the hype, I've actually not paid too much attention to what the book is actually about. I just want to go into it and I want to enjoy it. What appealed to me most is the format of the book, told through messages and emails and dossier files and all that sort of thing. So I think this will be a really fun read. It's really different. I'm really excited to actually read this and to see what all the fuss is about. The next book on my TBR is another book that I purchased because of BookTube recommendations, and that is Aeon. Basically, I think Aeon is a Dragoneye, and Dragoneyes is training to become a Dragoneye, not is training to be a Dragoneye. Someone who can defend and protect the land, and, you know, I'm assuming control dragons, since it's called Dragoneye. I don't know. And it is traditionally only a position that males can hold, and Aeon is actually a girl. And I think that sounds really interesting, right up my alley, so I can't wait to read this one. The next book that is on my TBR is a book that I've owned for years and years and years, and I've never read it, and I don't know why I haven't. And that is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I'm pretty sure that when I originally bought this book, which was over 8 years ago, that I bought it on the recommendation of a friend of mine who said, you must read it. And I bought it, and then I never read it. And I don't know why. But I know that Patrick Ness is really well respected, and he writes amazing books, so I actually can't wait to read this. So I'm putting it on my TBR so that I finally read it. The next three books are books that I've already started and that I want to finish this month. The first one is True Grit by Grylls, which is a collection of stories about his favourite adventurer, survivors. It's actually quite interesting. I'm not a huge Bear Grylls fan, but I had this book because I picked it up at a Scholastic sale, and I didn't actually realise what it was at the time. I think it was filling up a box that I was getting for $40 or something like that, so I threw it in there and just thought, well, you know, if I don't read it, I've got some cousins and things who might read it. But there are some actually really interesting stories about people I've never heard about. I actually want to look up their actual stories when I finish reading this book. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's not a bad read, because I just tend to read one of the stories every time I pick up the book. So it's sort of an on-the-go sort of book. Next thing that I would like to finish up is Peter Pan, which was technically on my July TBR, but I sort of got distracted by everything else that I read in July. I have actually started it. I mean, this is, you know, it's a classic sort of book. I've never read it before. What I am finding, and I find this with all classics, and maybe it's just me and my brain is not wired to classic type book. I find these books really difficult to understand. I think it's the language. That said, I do like this story, and I'm really glad that I'm reading it, because I'm, you know, very familiar with the story of Peter Pan, but to actually read the book and see what started it all, I'm really happy that I'm doing it. And the last book on my August TBR. The last book on my August TBR is Everything I Know About Writing by John Marsden. John Marsden is a very famous YA author. I mean, he writes a bunch of other stuff as well here in Australia. I have started reading it. That was ages ago, and I do want to finish it. He's very easy to read. So if you haven't read any of John Marsden's books, I do highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, so that's everything on this month's TBR. Let's see if I can pick up the books. Here we go. August TBR. I think I can do it. I think I can. Yeah. That's okay. That's what weekends are for. Even if I can't stay up late to read on weeknights because I'm tired. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope that you liked this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will have 2 July wrap-up videos coming out hopefully in the next week or so. As always, leave me comments down below. Have you read any of these books? Are you planning on reading any of them? What is on your TBR? I want to know. So thank you very much. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day no matter where you are in the world, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.